misinformation officer under the Humphreys County Emergency Management Agency. And so we've been really blessed to have support on the communications end and PIO end from the state over the last few days to really help hopefully get that information out to you smoother than a one-man show can do. But we will be transitioning back down to local, and I'll still have some assistance back up. But we appreciate your cooperation, your patience that has been so appreciated over this weekend. If you don't have my contact information, you can give me, and you should have by the end. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Sheriff Davis and Sheriff Kraft.
I'd like to take just a moment to follow up on what she just said. PIOs from every agency. Again, my mind's still tired of everybody that's here and able to come together, and the information that we've been trying to push out to you guys and keep you up to date as much as we can on everything. Number one, I look around and I see that I'm familiar with a lot of you here, and I want to say I'm very appreciative of here, because my next comment I don't think come from anyone here or that's here. Really emphasize the fake reporting, the fake information that's being put out there. It's being very hurtful to a lot of our families and to our victims, families and their extended families. And do what we're about, the names, and confirm that with you guys of the 16 victims. With that, I know some of you have probably seen that information through Facebook or wherever, but we want to confirm with you the names of those individual souls that we've been talking about. We'll be going in alphabetical order, and we'll be rotating between he and I, between the sheriff and I. So, Jason Adams.
Eric Anderson.
Billy Baker.
Adam Boatman.
Christopher Clark.
Mindy Clifton.
James Cook.
Rena Gillingham.
Letitia Mays. Melinda Rainey.
Melissa Stanford.
Trenton Stewart.
Rachel Woodall.
Stephen Wright.
Bill.
That's the name of our 16 souls that we're still trying to take care of families. We still have a lot of things inside the scene that are very active. We still have a very good operational plan. We're moving forward. We're still at a snail's pace. We are still in the process of collecting samples and are in the process of trying to make confirmations so we can start talking to families individually, and it's next few days we're going to really try to focus on that process even. One of the things that I'd like to ask of you all. We're going to take questions about what's going on, and I'm going to respectfully ask that we not be asked questions about the victims and their families.
Yes.
If we may respectfully do that. Again, everybody's here that's behind us is here. They're supportive. You seen the governor here yesterday. White House within an hour ago. The support's here. We're going to stay on track to get the mission accomplished that's at hand. Anybody have
and other things like that. How at this point do you feel comfortable to confirm that?
as we've spoke before in some of our earlier conferences, the TB but when they tell me something and I know their technology, we used it during the flood and we had great success with it. I'm just going to depend and trust on the process and their expertise in that matter. Could I ask a favor, please? If y'all ask a question, please say your name and where you're from.
And just to add on to that too, and not just with he's also has been very helpful in everything through this investigation. So it takes all of us working together, and that's how where we're at.
You know, if I may, we talk about AES, and we talked about it yesterday. You've seen some of the vigils, and I don't believe it's anybody here, but some of the families and these families, and we also like to call AES part of these souls, a part of our individuals that we're looking for, part of their extended family, and we ask you that you show those same employees the respect of not putting things in their face or asking them questions. And this is a very tedious situation. It's a lot of moving parts, from the investigative to the case to families and feelings, and there's a lot of things, and I know there's a lot of questions. I know the families have a lot of questions, and we're in a snail's pace, and we will try to get you as much information as we can, as fast as we can, and continue to be as transparent as we can. Yes, go ahead, and I'll come right back to you, ma'am. Sheriff, you want to touch?
It's just like I said, misinformation, and it is being passed out, and like I said, and we don't believe it's from anybody here, but y'all know in the media, y'all understand there's a lot of people that have their own pages, their own YouTube channels, and everything.
Their own agendas.
And they're putting information out that is just 100% not true. I mean, we talk to families that they're seeing this, and it's hurtful to them, and we've met with the families and explained the same thing with them. It's out there that's fake and not true, and made them aware of it. No, it's not anything. I think Sheriff Dave trying to give all the information that we can to the appropriate people as it comes up. We can't that a lot of other people out, and that's probably a day something new comes out, and it's hurtful to the families, and our concern is on the families right now, and we need to be taking care of them and not spreading that or drawing more attention to stuff that's just not true.
Drama.
Yes.
Forgive me.
Isabel Rosales with CNN.
Yes, ma'am.
I think this question for guidance.
Ask if it's regarding the investigation. I want to be, but I.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I understand that this investigation, how careful you have to do this. I'm wondering if you could give us a little bit more insight as to the process of this, given the nature of the destruction there. What are the context clues that you're looking for and trying to come to the answer as to the cause? Bring us into your world. We're not experts in this. What are you looking for?
So it's a two-part system to where the first part is we have to make sure that all the first responders that are there to work, we make sure that that scene is safe, render anything that needs to be neutralized as far as potential hazards, whether that's explosives or anything else, we'll make that secure, and then we start to do the recovery process of any remains that are there, so that as each part as we go to clear, it's a very big site, and as we go to clear those areas, then it's a two-part process there to do that. So, and then as that area is clear, and then once we have that entire area cleared for all hazards, all remains, everything else, then we'll start the post-blast, investigation and that to kind of see the cause and origin of what happened.
But what does that look like? What are you looking for, given the level of disruption?
Everything, it's almost like putting a puzzle back together. We have worked closely with AES to know to look at pictures, look at blueprints, any of the identifying things that were in the building, and then we slowly, methodically chart to put some of that stuff together.
But what would be a critical piece of evidence that you're looking for?
There's all of it is there. You're dealing with varying sizes of things. Things don't look like they did. You've seen the overhead parts of it. Literally you're taking small pieces, trying to construct them back into big pieces.
Yeah, and I hate to keep beating this. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to
I can
understand
address
the
that if
role.
you'd like.
What is the key, most helpful piece of evidence that you're looking for and trying to come to this cause? Because I can't imagine that that's easy.
It's not easy. So the piece of evidence that you're looking for is the reconstruction of the scene to kind of put it back together as it was. You may not actually see that one actual thing. I know what you're asking, but it's difficult to do. You're taking areas and that things are spread out over miles. So.
Can you talk about the technology or the tools that will help you in that process?
Yeah, a lot of it is like human capital that is out there working. It is agents, it's EOD, it's people on the ground. They do a map gridding system. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of tags on each independent piece of evidence that you may see, and then we go back through, and it's all like a grid pattern back out to kind of where it started from and where it ended up.
Do you feel confident that a cause will be found, or is there potentiality that it might never?
I can't speak on that right now because you'd have to put it all back together. So.
And my question, I'm with Cable News 2 Nashville. Sheriffs, you guys stated that because we're in the process of referencing and confirmations to start talking to families individually. So have you guys been talking with families as a group, and what were those conversations individually?
We have spoke to the families as a group. We know that we've had some breakout teams because there was questions that a lot of the families had and wanted to feel more comfortable talking individually. We know that those conversations have taken place. We've assured them that we're doing everything that we can. And I really don't want to go much further than that because I want to respect those conversations and respect those families.
Sheriff Davis, the other Chris Davis.
The other.
So many people in Middle Tennessee, I know, want to help. I know national audiences have been disturbed by all of this and want to be able to help the families and want to help this community. Are there any
Sure.
I know there has been a GoFundMe page that's been set up. The information is on Humphreys County, Hickman County EMA's website or our Facebook page. It's also on the Hickman County Sheriff's Office Facebook page, and I'm assuming probably Humphreys County is as well. There is some stuff that's getting started.
Yes, sir.
And then I also just want to ask, I know you guys are wanting to protect, the identities of these families. Totally understand that. But give us an idea of the kind of people we've lost here in this community. It seems like the two of you likely know these people.
Absolutely, Chris. And just for an example, and we look at a list of names before we get the list of names. We're walking into the room, and then that's when we start putting faces, families together. That's when we start putting things, oh wow moments. And what I mean by that, Chris, is as we stand up there, we start looking out across everyone that's in the room. My neighbor, her husband is in one of these victims. One of my best friends.
Okay, guys, we can take one more question. We've got time for that, and then we've got other appointments we need to be at.
Growing up was in that room a teacher from our county. He's got the same situation with him, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but it's it's sort of kind of like the flood. We may not have known that individual personally, but in some form or fashion we probably or do know their family or extended family, and it's this small county, rural America, where everybody knows each other and everybody's going to take care of each other. So I'm going to come back to you as I told you I would. I'm sorry, ma'am. Go ahead.
You mentioned that cell phone records would be key. Have you guys recovered any cell phone electronic communication from before the blast that shed heavy light on the family?
Ma'am, I'm going to say that's information that is still important to that investigation part of it. And I want to go back and I want to address a question that was said earlier. And please remember this, and I want to echo this, and I want to keep echoing this. We're treating this as if we do any other call that we go on. We have one shot. One shot. If this is an accident, we want to prove it to ourselves that this is an accident. If this is something, not saying that it is or it is not, we only have that one shot to process that evidence and to be methodical and slow and making an accident or it is something else. And we've got to take every measure for that. And I think I want to really reiterate the fact that of what those NRT guys are doing, and in this kind of heat. I know for a lot of us in Tennessee this may not seem like a lot of heat, but when you put the equipment on, the gear on, and are inside that location, it's very physically demanding. And but to get to that answer, I think to get to the answer that you're wanting, is part of that that's going to take time. And we're having to treat things the best way we can to get those answers and to get that closure, not only for the but find out the reason why this happened. So yes, ma'am, and I apologize to you.
Sheriff, teams have been out there all weekend long. You talk about volatility and the location of the site right now. Any challenges that have come up in this couple of days? Teams are going to be out there for several weeks, if not months. They're going to be shipping.
Yeah.
How do you get all of the samples collected before the weather shifts?
That's definitely one of the Achilles heels that we have, is having to do that. But we also just discussed this morning. So that's another reason that's going to even take a little bit more time. So with all the different, the physicalness of the work, if there is a such word as that, that's how tired I am. The physical nature of the work, how demanding it is, the desire to take the time and make sure that we're doing it right, all part of this. Does that in that way? But I really appreciate your attentiveness to being mindful of our victims. Sheriff and I've got to leave. I've got a funeral. That I need to go to. So thank you.
All right, thank you again, guys, for that. We're going to be handing out the media release that you were told you're going to be get. Our next press conference is going to be Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. and that's going to be written down for you. The schedule's on there, but just to let you know. And again, thank you.
Myron's handing out the press release right there.